What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to discuss the monthly close, and we're going to do a recap of what happened today, and we're going to talk about future possible setups for the week to come. Stick around. What's up, traders? My name is Heath, and this is Trade Talk. As you can see, we are having a monthly close today. On the dollar, the dollar closed with a week monthly close. We closed below this purple line here, which is exactly where I was wanting to see it close below. However, on a shorter time or a shorter chart time frame, you can see that once we purged this liquidity, which was a target for us, this little liquidity line right here, we took that out today, and then we kind of reversed out of there, a little bit strong. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm looking for bullish trades from this point forward. Also, I'm an American, so I don't trade the DXY index. I trade Euro USD inversely, so let's go take a look at that. I just wanted to show everybody that we did purge this liquidity. We did retreat away from there, and now we're going to watch to see if we get 8-hour closes above or below this little range here. So on the Euro USD, you can see we did push up a little bit above this white line. If you can remember on yesterday's video, I was talking about this white line being a supply zone for supply and demand traders, and I was expecting a pullback and some selling to come out of here because of this last up closing candle on a 4-hour basis. I had to drop down to a 4-hour to find it. Anything above a 4-hour doesn't give us enough data to find these areas. However, when we made this area, as I discussed yesterday's video, we made a bearish engulfing, and since we have not came back to retest this area. So today we did. We pushed up above that area quite hard, and we have since rejected hard out of there. I apologize for that. We have rejected hard out of there. We have made a bearish engulfing candle, which was to be expected. I was looking for this pair to pull back. I want to see it hold on an 8-hour closing basis above this line. As long as we get 1 to 3 candles possibly holding above this line, then that would indicate strength. And I would possibly look for another chance to purge the liquidity resting above this high here, which if I get on a 3-day, you can see it is this high right here. We got close to it today, but we did not hit it, and so far we have rejected up out of there. So basically going forward, I want to see an 8-hour closure above here. If for some reason this is going to go down lower, I do not want to see any 8-hour closures below these two candles here. If we get an 8-hour closure below there, then we're possibly going back down to test this market structure low that we put in before we moved up here. If we come down this far and take out this market structure here by closing an 8-hour candle below, then the market is looking for a deeper retracement, and it's time to reassess this pair. So we're basically just waiting to see what happens from here on out. Now, let me get rid of this. Moving on. For Kiwi and Aussie, we were in a range yesterday. I was talking about that I wasn't going to have these two pairs. I wasn't even going to be worried about them because they're in a range, and we kind of need them to do something else. Like, for instance, we need them to close an 8-hour below here or an 8-hour above here. Once we get that, then we can basically go in and see where we can find the next opportunities. Until then, it's range bound, and it's not easy to get scalp trades or trend trades in a range bound scenario. If you remember, USD CAD was one of the two of my favorite pairs to watch this week, the other being pound dollar. So let's go in and discuss what happened with USD CAD. As you can see, USD CAD, we pushed down below this level, which is what I was expecting to happen. And I had this line marked out here indicating a level of liquidity that needed to be purged. And we purged it. So that's the way I look to trade on these scalp trades. I'm only aiming at areas of liquidity to trade in the direction of that purge. We got that today, and as you can see, we have a strong bullish engulfing coming up out of this area. Now, we don't know if this is legitimate buyers. However, there are a lot of retail traders that love to try to pick bottoms and tops. I don't know why, but they do. So we don't know if these are legitimate buyers or if whoever was short this thing, meaning billion-dollar traders, if they were just covering their short position, because people don't really like to hold short positions at lows, just like they don't like to buy highs. So that could be what's going on here. So basically what we're going to look for coming into this week ahead is to see if we get an 8-hour closure above here, above this white line, or do we continue weakness and go lower? If we do continue weakness, then I am going to be looking for lower prices, and I will reassess and find out where would be the best spot to attack for another short-term scalp. Pound dollar. These two I thought offered up the best opportunity as pound dollar pulled back, and this is where we were when I put out the video. Now, I was targeting this line here first and then ultimately this line. And as you can see, we did get above this line today, so it was a good trade. However, for full disclosure, I did get stopped out on my first attempt on this trade. We pushed down into this area here, and basically, this is a 15-minute chart, and I want to show you what price was aiming at here when it made this push down. Now, if we would have closed any candles below here in this area, then I would have changed my bullish bias on the day. Not for long-term swing trades, but for the day, for the scalping opportunity. But we did not. If you can see this last down close candle right here, yes, it's a 15-minute chart, I understand, but these things hold merit. If you guys would put more emphasis on studying candlesticks, basically you would be doing a lot better instead of trying to pick indicators to tell you what price is doing. The candlestick is the best indicator that we have as traders. Look at this. Last down close candle, we trade lower and then we go up out of there and then we trade higher. This happened during the Asian session. I'm going to drop this white line on the open of that last down closing candle on a 15-minute chart, and would you look at that? Boom, perfect touch, and then reversal. That's why I was looking for a long, but a shorter term scalp long, just aiming at, like I said, this liquidity zone right here. So if we go back down into this 15-minute chart, I will explain as to what happened. So basically, since we tested this and came up off of it hard, took out these highs on a closing basis, you see that right there. We took out this high on a closing basis. On the push down, I set a fib level from these candles lows here to the high of this candle at 618% retracement. That's where I was looking to enter the trade. I had my stop about 11 pips from there. However, it was a limit order. So on this spike down, this spike actually triggered me into the trade and then stopped me out of the trade in the time span of less than a second. So basically, I switched to an hourly chart. I did post that trade in chat and as well as the loss. However, it was 1%. I never risk more than 1% on any trade, whether it's a scalp or a swing trade. So when we pushed down into there and stopped me out, basically what I wanted to see was an hour closure below these two candles. This candle and this candle. I wanted to see this hourly candle close below there. That would then take my mindset from looking for a short-term scalp opportunity to the upside to possibly passing this pair on. However, in literally the last minute of this hourly candle's lifespan, it pushed all the way back up there and closed right on this line, as you can see. Beautiful. So when this little push down, I got long. I had my stop below this here right there. So if I show you this, if it'll do it, and it's not going to do it, of course not. Why would it? Anyways, I can't get the measuring tool to work for some stupid reason. This pushed up. This was a 5-to-1 risk reward opportunity. So basically, this 1% that I lost on this spike down, I am 4% in the green. I had my profit target 2 pips below this line. It hit it and took me out of the trade, 2/3 of the position. I moved my stop loss to break even. Then we had a little bit of dollar strength come into the market today, and it came down and put me out of the trade. Going forward, what am I going to be looking for? Well, until we get an 8-hour closure above this white line here or below this white line here. Actually, I don't like that. Let me put it right there. Basically, I want to see an 8-hour closure below here or an 8-hour closure above here. This would let me know that the market is probably getting ready to make a move in that direction. Doesn't always work, but it's definitely a good indication. Bitcoin. Now, excuse me, depending on what data feed you were looking at today, according to a few people in chat, Bitcoin did actually make a higher high. However, this is Coinbase's data feed, and this white line is the all-time high. And you can see that we did not touch it. We did get really close to touching it, but we did not break it or breach it. However, since the pullback, we have closed another 8-hour candle strong, and now we are currently retesting. So basically, there's nothing to do here. I don't really trade Bitcoin. I'm just trying to help you guys out if you do trade it. If I was going to trade this, basically what I would want to see is I would want to see this candle to stay above here on an 8-hour closing basis. As long as that does happen, then I would possibly look to take a scalp trade to here. This is nowhere to buy for a longer term trade. Some people think that Bitcoin's going to the moon and consider this still cheap. I am one of those people as well, but it just doesn't offer up a very good risk to reward as we do not know the future. So basically, I can't do anything with this. It's just super strong. I always buy dips on Bitcoin. I'm only a longer term investor on Bitcoin. I do not trade it. And it's been strong and great. So I'm loving Bitcoin right now. S&P 500. Basically, I'm looking for this to push higher. I was yesterday as well. We did push lower and we closed lower, as you can see here. Then this candle came down, liquidated everybody that was long here, and even on this candle here. As you can see, if I put my cursor up there, we did liquidate that candle as well. Then we made a strong push to the upside, and we have now, well, we haven't closed yet, but we have taken out the high of this candle, and the candle's strong. So I do expect a little bit more bullishness on this. Gold. Now, gold did break down. However, it is consolidating down here. Now, this is a little funny thing about gold. If you go back in your charts history and look at gold, it seems like almost every December gold catches a bid. I do not know why. I don't know if there's any technical or reasonable explanation for that. It just seems to happen quite frequently. You can go check that out yourself. However, this did push down and we are consolidating. We're not really moving. So basically, I don't know if I want to look for any shorter term opportunities on this going lower or higher. I kind of just want to let gold suss out what it wants to do. There is possibility that gold heads lower, and there's also a possibility that gold catches a bid from here and moves higher. So basically, if you're looking to trade this, what you want to watch for is you want to watch for an 8-hour closure above this purple line. Let me move this purple line up. Basically, this is going to be resistance if it pushes up. If you want to see if this thing's going to be bullish, it definitely needs to close an 8-hour candle above this line. If you get an 8-hour push up into this line and then a rejection, and then say possibly another push up and a rejection, then there's a possibility that gold's going to test lower prices. So ZRX. Basically, the only reason I have this on the chart was because I looked through all my cryptocurrency pairs and this one looked like it was the only one getting ready to make a move. That was a tradable move. As you can see, we have held support, this purple line as support for several days. We had a push up and then a retest in, which is yesterday what I said I was looking for. If we got a retest back into this area, I was looking to get long to trade this for a bullish move higher. We are getting that. There is a slight pullback happening right now, and it hasn't really moved very far, so I'm going to hold on to this trade as a swing trade. I will be exiting this trade if and when we close an 8-hour candle below these candles here. We close an 8 hour below there. I'm exiting the trade. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. I hope I helped some people with anything. If I would just ask that you guys please like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.